Thank you and welcome to How Do I Do This 01 video series. Today we're going to work on layering and video overlays, or rather picture overlays. What we're planning on doing today is just going through the basics of how to layer things in order to make a picture with multiple sections or multiple parts using the Paint program. MS Paint is fairly flexible, so long as you understand you can open up and use multiple windows. Now, if you're already familiar with the basic tools of Windows, that's great. If you haven't already gone through that series, please go check those out. The more comfortable you are using the basics and understanding how copying and pasting works and how the basic tools work, it's really going to help out doing this next segment here. Basically what we want to do is we want to go ahead and color your palette. Any color will work. The reason we want to color the palette is because you want to have a foundation to work from. The foundation is basically what you're going to be using to layer onto other things. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to quickly create shapes. Now I'm going to use the circle with the outline, and what I'm going to do is, well, let's go ahead and bump the line up here to a larger size. Let's undo that. We want to make something larger for different pictures. Now, why would I go through and use the white? Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and jump out of there. The reason you don't want to use white is because if you use white, that's going to be your overlay color. In other words, white is always going to be your transparent color whenever you're doing things like this. Your transparent color is obviously going to be something that's going to get in the way, because as you start to layer things, it's going to keep stacking on top of the first layer, and if you do that and you don't use, if you use the white, it's going to bleed through and you're going to get what's behind it. So the object here is to layer using different colors with white as your bleed through or your transparent color. And what we're going to do here is let's pick one more here. Let's go with the polygon tool, and this is just to show you that you can do all kinds of neat things. Now you notice that one didn't work out so well because I didn't use the outline tool, so let's go ahead and oops. Now once you start that, you can go down here, connect the dots, and you have yourself a polygon. Now I'm just going to use the 3 here. Now in order to make this work, what you need is you need multiple layers. Now we've gone through and I'm showing you here the layers, and you can use mathematics by measuring from your anchor point, which is up here in the corner, top left corner for your anchor point. You can measure down to the top of the circle and from the left side over to the right edge of it, and then you can measure the diameter of it. Now this way you can get very, very precise. Also using your zoom in tool and your grid tool, you can get really precise in not only measuring but placement, which means it's really accurate for doing animation. Today we're not going to get that detailed because quite honestly I want to make this fairly quick. What we do need to do, however, is we need to select it all, right click and then copy it, and then we're going to go to a second layer. Now the second layer that we're using here is exactly the same size canvas, and what we're going to do here is click on your transparent color and then you paste it. Now what we've effectively done is we've created 2 windows. Okay, the one down here behind it and this one here are identical pictures. Now the reason we're doing these identical pictures is I'm going to use the first one to layer on top of. In other words, the first one is going to be the foundation. This is what we're going to use to stack other things onto. Now what you want to do is go ahead and open up a new picture. Now you can go through your pictures and you can sort through, And what we're going to do today is I'm just going to use the selection tool here, and I'm going to cut out this section, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go back up here to the first layer, and then I'm going to paste. Now you notice here when I paste, I've got the option to move it, but I also can get the option here to resize. When the arrow turns to the diagonal, I can go down here and I can move it over here over to the top of the section that I want to cover. Now what that's going to allow me to do in placing this, now if I go back here to my second layer with the identical thing here, identical picture is the first frame. We've moved down to the other open window. Now I'm going to copy that again, minimize it. Now I'm back here to the first one. So now if I go back here and once I click, I set that picture where I want it, then I can go ahead with the selection tool on. I can right click over the painting again and then paste it. Now you'll notice it didn't show up here, but that's because I haven't clicked on the transparent color. Once I click that, voila, it's now transparent, and we've placed a picture behind the overall painting. Now you can proceed to do this with every single layer, and in this case, say your picture is so huge you can't deal with it. What you can do is you go here, you select all, and then you can go in here. Once you've selected all, you can resize and skew. Now this is so big, we're going to go ahead and drop it down to 20%. Now resizing, you want to do equal numbers so that it's not looking skewed or weird. So you go 20% on both, and you should come up with, you scoot this over and scoot this up, now we've got a picture that's a decent size. Now we can go down here, we can select this picture, copy it, and then again go back to the first painting here that we've already layered the first one onto, and then we can paste it. Now once again, you notice that we want to resize it, but I'm going to put it down here in this corner. So I want to take it and I want to shrink it down just a little bit, and I want to go down here to this part. And what I'm trying to accomplish here is to get this down to the point where it's really close to covering everything except the outline. So the butterfly is going to show through here, but there's going to be parts of it cropped off. Now I can set that one. Now let's go down to the third picture here, and let's go ahead, select this, transparent. Let's get the kitty cat's face. Nothing more, just the kitty cat's face. Copy that. Now you can copy the whole thing or you can resize. The reason I'm showing you this is just to get you familiar with these tools. Now go ahead and paste again. Resize it using your drag out tool here. Now remember, you want to center it over the top, and then you want to shrink it on down here just a little bit until it fits inside the hole. Now if you set that, and then we go back down here to this next layer, copy it, go back to the original, and then we'll paste again, and now we're going to have a full layered picture. Now you can do this repeatedly until you make a collage or do whatever you want. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please refer to this video if you want to do some more advanced things. This is just one of the things you can do. Anyway, continue to watch my videos. Thanks again for watching, and keep tuning into my channel on YouTube, and I'll put some more stuff up there for you. Thank you.